Hello guys, this is leathertoolz. Today I'm to compare two pricking irons. This is the most question that I received over the years. What is the difference between expensive pricking irons and cheap pricking irons? And I just want to compare what's really the difference and what you should get also as well. So on my right hand, this is Crimson White pricking iron. This is one of the best Japanese pricking iron I've ever used and have seen. It's really well made pricking iron. This is, if you buy this, you can use this very long time. This is professional pricking iron. You can get them on their website. They have a lot of different sizes. This one specifically is a 0.0 spacing one, and it's really nice. Gives you great stitching lines and it works really well. Yeah, it's quite time proven now. It's been out for many years now. I think it's been there for a while, and they have been doing great customer service, and they just produce really nice products. Yeah, so if you're interested in buying high-end Japanese pricking iron, Crimson is your go-to pricking iron. Yeah. And on my left hand, this is also nice pricking iron. It's a relatively cheap. This is made in Japan Kyoshinel pricking iron. If you start leathercraft, this is the one you might be interested in buying because you're just trying out leathercraft. And this is not bad pricking iron as well. Japanese have very good craftsmanship ethic in their work. They just don't make things just lousy job. When they make stuff, they do incredible job as best as they can. And for the money, this is a great pricking iron. Yeah. So what is the difference between two pricking irons? First of all, you will notice that this one has more of a flat construction. Yeah. So if you see from the side view, it has a flat, more of a rectangular handle. This one has a round handle, and that's a bit concerned when it comes to a lot of working. It has a knurling on it, so you can grab this handle very well if you do. But then because of its round, it's quite difficult to maneuver on a flat line of your leather. On the other hand, this rectangular shape, you can hold it very well, and it doesn't go anywhere. It just stays there, and also you can rest your two fingers on the shoulders of the pricking iron, and this gives much more stability in terms of design aspect. I do understand because of how they construct, how they make this pricking iron. They start from a bar, and they need to forge out and taper, and then they make teeth from it. It's incredibly smart idea how to produce this type of pricking iron, but because of the round shape handle, it's typical to maneuver to hold steadily into the flat line. But once you get used to it though, you might get away with it. It's not a defect issue, it's not a design flaw, it's better to have a rectangular handle than this round one. And from the steel aspect, this steel is DC53, which is incredibly nice steel for pricking iron. It's a it's an improved version of D2. It has a better characteristic in terms of strength and toughness and wear resistance. And this pricking iron will last for a long time if you take care of it. I mean, any pricking iron, if you drop it, you will damage the teeth. Unless you drop your pricking iron, this will last for long time. Yeah. Whereas this one, I don't know exactly what kind of steel they use for this, but I assume this is high carbon steel. This will rust if you don't take care of it. If you wet it and if you just let it out, it will rust. So you need to take care of this. And the DC53 is a cold working tool steel, and it's a semi-stainless. So it's not a complete full stainless, but it's almost there. The chrome content in the steel provides very good rust resistance. So also this is also quite forgiving in terms of rust resistance. It's quite stainless. You know? And also what's the difference is that you might have already seen the video where I polished the teeth of the pricking iron. I had to sand it down with sharpening stone to get this very shiny like this. Otherwise you get very rough grind still left from the factory. I know a lot of people use that just as it is, they get out of the package, but you should always try to polish your teeth very well to use it in a very, how do I say, easier way to use it. Yeah. Otherwise, your pricking iron will stuck in your leather, and then you have a hard time pulling it out from leather. So it's really better to polish your teeth. Yeah. But I have to remind you though, don't touch inside of the teeth. Yeah. In the video, I think I talked about it. This polishing the inside. If you have a certain type of very precision working skills, you might want to do it. But I just leave it there, because once you mess it up, your stitching won't be look as same distance between all teeth. So you don't want to just take a risk and try to polish the teeth. You might use some kind of stick or hardened steel, doesn't flex much, backing with a sandpaper on it, and then you can polish it though. But it takes quite a skill to do that. So if you are not experienced worker, or you haven't done much, don't just do it. Don't do it. Just polish on this side and this side, and then of course sharpen the tip as well. And then you're good to go. So this pricking iron needs your work. You need to work your pricking iron to be more in a better shape, in better condition. Whereas crimsonite, they comes in very high polished states from the factory. Yeah. So this is what they look like. So crimsonite gives already polished teeth inside even. Yeah. Looks like they hand polish, hand sharpen all of their teeth like this. Yeah, so you don't need to do any job, just get it and then just start using it. Yeah, it's done by professionals. And this rustic feeling, this thing also gives you great comfort of gripping. Yeah, it's a very fine, porous feeling of rustic. It's not something that's like stone washed smooth feeling. It just gives a very great texture to your finger, and it just gives a lot of grip to your hands. It's very pleasant feeling. It's rustic finish that I like about, so it's quite nice. It doesn't have knurling on it, but because of the shape, how they make their handle and the finish of it, it's just great quality. And I'm to talk about the teeth shape and what they look like. This is how the teeth looks like, and this is what the difference is. So on the left side, Cochinelle one has a very thick, very fat teeth compared to crimsonite. Okay, and this makes a difference in making hole. Yeah, when this pricking iron go through the leather, the left one, the Cochinelle one, will create a much bigger hole than the crimsonite. Crimsonite makes the smallest hole among the other pricking irons as well. Yeah, and the shape of it also is different. On the left side, the Cochinelle makes exact diamond shape, but the crimsonite creates more smooth diamonds, so it creates more of a subtle look of the stitching. Yeah, and if you compare the thickness also, how the thickness also differs. So if you look, crimsonite provides much narrow, very sharp grind. Yeah, on the right side, that's the crimsonite. On the other hand, the Cochinelle one, it's more fat, and it's also doesn't taper as much as crimsonite. Yeah, so that also creates much bigger hole. Yeah, and being so thin and sharp like crimsonite, it goes through the leather much easier than the Japanese Cochinelle one. So this is what's the difference in dimensional shape. And it's more obvious for the two-prong pricking irons. On the right, this is crimsonite. On the left, this is Cochinelle. And you can see how the teeth looks different. You know, it gives you much more smaller holes, which is important for neat-looking stitching. So this is what's the difference, how they make their pricking irons. So instead of talking too much, let's just demonstrate what the holes looks like in real life. Okay. Okay. This is what it looks like. So from the first row, the first line is done by Chanel, and the second line is done by Crimson Hide. Yeah. You're looking at smaller holes. Yeah. So I'll try to stitch this and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what the stitching looks like. The Chanel pricking iron, it shows this wrinkled leather cuts. It comes from the Chanel's big teeth. It just pushes the leather away too far, so that the leather has to go somewhere, so it just pushes out to one side and it just gives this kind of wrinkle hole cuts in their holes. And from the Crimson, because of the small teeth, very tiny delicate teeth, it doesn't show that much. Yeah. In the leather, this was very severe condition because the leather was thick and dry, so it does tend to show a little bit, but the Crimson Hide shows much less of that effect. So Chanel does show this kind of wrinkles, yeah, in their hole. There's a way to avoid this with the Chanel, that you can just mark the hole with a pricking iron and do one by one the O-ring job. You penetrate each hole with a good sharpened diamond hole, each hole to the other side of the leather, so that you create a smaller hole, and that creates more labor to your work. So just using Crimson Hide pricking iron saves you day. Just one full penetration will go through the leather and it still leaves small holes. Yeah. So that was it. So if you're wondering which pricking iron you should get, Crimson Hide is your go-to pricking iron for your, even if you're a beginner, start with a good pricking iron. You will use them for a long time. And if you're just trying to work with any hobby level, I don't want to spend too much time on leather, I just want to create small thing and then I just want to call it a day, I want to say done. This pricking iron will also do the job. Yeah, so that's your option. Also don't forget to sharpen your teeth, yeah, then before you use it. So alright, so that was it. I hope you guys, this video helped you selecting which pricking iron you should choose for your Japanese pricking iron. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And I will see you guys next video. Bye bye.